So today we are doing function operations, and we're starting with adding and subtracting functions. So addition is just combining like terms, and then subtraction is distributing a negative and then combining like terms. So I'm going to give us two sample functions. So if I had f of x is x squared, and g of x is 2x, then if I wanted to do addition, I would just add the two together and since they have nothing in common, I just have the terms like that. Okay, then I want to do the same thing for subtraction. Nope. So I would just subtract the two terms. So number one actually gives me two different functions, and it wants me to add them together, and I'm going to skip the stating the domain part. And then it wants me to evaluate when the sum 1x equals 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my two functions together. So I have 3 square root of x, and then I have negative 10 square root of x that I'm adding. Okay, so then since they're both square root of x's, I can add them together. 3 minus 10 gives me negative 7. Okay, then it wants me to find the sum when x equals 4. So I want to plug in 4 for the x. Okay, so now I can go ahead and go to Desmos. And I can type this in, so I have -7 and then the square root of 4 gives me -14. Okay. Number 2 is a subtraction one. I know this because it has a minus in the parentheses. So I want to first write the f of x part. And that's not changing, so that stays exactly the same. So I have 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5. Then when I go ahead and write the g of x, I'm going to write minus, and I'm going to write it all in parentheses. So I have x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x minus 2, and that was the g of x function. Then I want to go ahead and distribute that negative. So the first half stays the same again. So I'm going to have negative times x cubed gives me negative x cubed. Negative times negative 3x squared gives me positive 3x squared. Negative times 4x gives me negative 4x. Negative times negative 2 gives me positive 2. Then I want to go ahead and combine like terms. So I have 3x cubed and negative x cubed, which will give me 2x cubed. Then I have negative 2x squared and positive 3x squared, gives me just x squared. Then I have negative 4x, and nothing to combine it with. And then I have 5 and 2, which just add up to 7. So this is my f minus g of x. Then I want to plug in, this one wants me to plug in negative 2. So everywhere there's an x, I'm going to plug in a negative 2, and I'm going to put it in parentheses because of the negative. I want to make sure I keep that with the 2. Then I can go ahead and go to Desmos. Which gives me 3. Okay, so on number 3, this one is an adding one because it has the plus in the middle. So I want to add my two functions together. Because they both have the square root of x, I can combine the outside numbers. So 5 minus 8 gives me negative 3. Then this one wants me to evaluate when x equals 16. So I'm going to plug in 16 for my x. Then I can go ahead and go to Desmos to type this in, which gets me negative 12. Then on the back, we have, this one is subtraction. So I'm going to plug in. The f of x stays the same as it was written. And the g of x is going to be subtracted. So I'm going to write minus and then write it inside parentheses. Okay. Then I want to go ahead and distribute this negative. So I have 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 8x plus 4. This is going to distribute and make it a negative 3x cubed. This distributes and makes it a positive 5x squared. Over here, I'm going to have a negative 6x. And over here, this turns this into a positive 9. Okay, so then I want to combine like terms. I have 2x cubed and negative 3x cubed, which will give me negative x cubed. I have 4x squared and 5x squared, which adds to 9x squared. I have negative 8x and negative 6x, which gives negative 14x. And then I have 4 and 9, which gives me 13. Now that I have this, I can go ahead and plug in the number it wants me to, which here is negative 1. Then I want to go type this into Desmos. What is with me today? Which gives me 37.